Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends.
Hello, and welcome to day 2 of my 12 days of giveaway. And thank you for joining in tonight. So, for those of you all who do not know me, my name is Michelle, aka The Ignited Teacher. And what I do on my channel and for my audience is I provide them with evidence-based strategies that can be implemented in their classrooms as early as the next day. So let me, before I get started, pull up my comments window because I don't have it open. So if you are joining in tonight, and then I'm crooked. Here I am. If you're joining me tonight or on the live, on the replay, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know where you're joining from, what level you teach, or who you support. I want this to be an interactive live. So you're probably wondering what the 12 days of giveaway is. It is 12 days. As you can see on the registration page, it says 10 days right now. So there are 10 more days of giveaways and freebies to help you get started with your test prep. You're probably saying, well, why do I need to start my test prep now? It's December. I'm about to leave for the break. It is never a good idea to wait until testing season is upon you. I know in Texas, we start testing in April. So that only leaves you January, February, March. We have spring break in March. So then you have all the holidays, and if you take the holidays out, then you already know that your time is winding down. So get your mind together and really start thinking about, hey, how am I going to prepare my students for testing? Because nobody likes testing. I surely don't. And that's just where we are at this point, and we have to do the best we can for our children. So if you are interested in joining the 12 days of giveaway, there's still time to join. All you have to do is click the link, especially if you're on YouTube. Click the link and go ahead and join. I'll add you to the group where the freebies are located, and you'll get access to it every day. So let me go ahead and get started, because this live stream is not supposed to be long at all. This is not like a faculty meeting. That's funny. So it is not like a faculty meeting. So yesterday I talked about, and let me go ahead and show you. I talked about digging into your data. It's data digs for standardized prep. It is not like your regular data dig that you have in you sit down and then you go talk to your principal and all of you just sit there. Really, you're not, sometimes you're not having a conversation. The conversation is just kind of happening, and generally a lot of teachers just sit there and listen. But you could probably guess I'm not one of those teachers that are going to just sit there and listen to you tell me what my data says. So the data dig was basically talking about who your student populations are, getting to know those if you don't know. What concepts are problematic. That's your quantitative data. Those are your numbers. That's all they are. They're numbers. What the kids are struggling with. That's easy. But the other problem is the why. Why is the qualitative data? It could be the attendance. It could be time constraints. You don't have an intervention system set up. Got tutoring, but nobody's showing up. And lack of resources is actually another one that people tend to struggle with. So tonight's topic is we're discussing planning small group for test prep. Now, small group instruction, a lot of secondary teachers shy away from it. And I can definitely understand why. I don't know why I'm sweating because it's not hot. Maybe because I have these long sleeves on. But I just literally started sweating. So it's not like the regular test prep. It's just, the regular small group. Small group for test prep is when you break down your data into those subpopulations. So I'm going to show you this template. I generally sell this with a math intervention and test prep. It's just a template to play in your groups. So for test prep, the groups will look a lot different because you're really looking at those subpopulations, and that's how it changes. What is this subpop actually struggling with? It really makes you kind of be laser focused. And the reason why you need to look at those populations in your classrooms, because those data digs that you're having, that's what it's going to turn into. It's going to turn into those conversations about how the special ed kids are doing, how your emerging bilinguals are doing, how are a lot of different conversations are going to start to come up, especially if you're new to this profession. If you're new to this profession, this is the conversation for you. Also, if this is a second career for you, it gets real around test prep time. I'm telling you, it gets real. So these conversations are coming up. So when you look at this template, you can say, okay, here are my emerging bilinguals. That could be your first group, and here's your special education students. That's your SPED. And then you have your kids that are struggling readers. And then you have your kids that are tier 1 who are on grade level. And you're probably saying, well, I thought this is supposed to be groups. It is groups, but your tier 1 kids are a group and they have to be addressed. I have a group of kids that are really high this year, and well, half of them. So I have to plan. I think I've done more planning since school started than I've done in my entire career, because I'm planning for so many different kids because they have so many different needs. So when you're looking at test prep, it's based on where your children are, with those data points. So for example, it's December and I expect my kids or students to be at least 50% of the way or close to 50%. I'll take 40%. They are supposed to be there right now at about 40 to 50%. So say, for example, you have your kids that are struggling readers it's December, you all take a test, and then it's February. You all benchmark or take an assessment again, and the kids are right there at 50%. So what could you do, and this is the thinking, what could you do with this group of students to move them or move the needle some more? Start looking at their data, and that's how you plan your groups. So some of my kids, like if they were struggling with certain TEKs, I would group them like that. And definitely have a group where the kids were struggling with place value. That would be a group. But I would make sure that my kids that are struggling readers are in there and supported. A lot of the students can get oral administration, especially in the state of Texas. They can get oral administration as a designated support. So if you have kids that are working below grade level and they're taking a math standardized test, definitely have them take oral administration. They need it. And then group them accordingly, because if they don't have the test read to them, 9 times out of 10, they will not make it. There are a lot of kids that really have high oral comprehension and they can actually do well. So back to the groups. So you have your emerging bilinguals and you look at their group and you look at them as a group. And then what you do is every day you can have a warm up. You can focus on them in small group in class. You can do different things for each population of students based on their data, because that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to the data that these children and the subpopulations that they fall in. I know that we're up against like the pandemic. We're up against, these huge gaps. And then on top of that, we're in like budget crisis. So with all that, we still have to get the kids ready for a test that doesn't even make sense, which, I'm not here to debate that because that's an age-old debate since I first started teaching. So, but you can get around it by good planning. And this template is one of the things that you can do to really look at your students. And this is the freebie for day 2. It's planning your groups, breaking it down. You may have all your groups together. You may have your sub pops already together, but then you might go in and say, okay, I'm going to take this template and I'm going to say, okay, these are my students. I know that place value is a huge, a lot of questions are going to be over place value. And you can start listing the kids that have an issue with place value. If you're in secondary, you could do proportionality. That could be your group, the kids that are struggling with proportionality. So, it just depends on what you need. Those are 2 examples that I wanted to give you to show you how you can actually use this template for your classroom. So if you want this template, or if you want this template, digging into data for standardized tests, you can always and still join the remaining 10 days of my 12 days of giveaway by going to the link in the description and signing up, and you'll get our giveaway, our freebie every day until December 22nd, which is the last day. So, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on a replay, drop me a comment in the comment section, and I will see you all tomorrow for day 3 of my 12 days of giveaway. Bye-bye.